So siapa yang belum subscribe Galeri Kereta, boleh klik button kat bawah subscribe, dan kita jumpa lagi di next episode untuk kita apa lagi proses untuk KA30 ni. Okay, see you, bye bye. Assalamualaikum.
And welcome to a very, very special invitational round of the ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia. This is going to be one of the most exciting things we've ever done. Welcome to the first online to offline karting championship that we are going to have here in Malaysia. It's going to be a spectacular race in store here, a spectacular championship, and all for the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival. All building up to that race in Langkawi, one of the best races in Asia. I'm your host for this evening, Max Palmer, and with me in the studio is Encik Budi.
Yeah, Max, so it's been a while since I came back to the studio, and this is going to be a big race for us, Max. So for throughout the whole series, we're going to have a bunch of numbers of participants who will be participating in this online tournament, and there will be a real kart challenge who will be as the winner of this kart challenge will be bring to that Langkawi event. This was the I'm sorry about that, ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival in Langkawi. Yeah,
absolutely. The race has been going on for quite some time there. It is known almost universally as the greatest kart race in Asia, and it's been absolutely spectacular to get to watch there. We will be there covering the action live on the ground there, along with there'll be live streams on the ROTAX Max channel and all the rest of it as well. 9th through 11th December 2022. Clear your schedules. I'll tell you something. This is going to be one of the best motor races you'll ever see in Malaysia.
Well, I've been through a lot of racing recently, so go-kart racing is different. It's totally different. The way they race, the way the agility of the go-kart itself, it's really, really good. And the fact that the race between the adrenaline that between races was actually a pretty scary things to see, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite amazing to watch these guys, and when I do mean the best of the world are coming down to race in Langkawi on the 9th to 11th, I really do mean it. The ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival brings across top level karters from all over the world. We've got entries from the UK, we've got entries from Europe, and as well as all around Asia. So and quite a few else besides. So it's going to be a true international festival of karting. There's all sorts of other activities there, so do check that out there. Head on to ROTAX Max Challenge Asia, search that up, and also check out Amprex Motorsports for all the details. They're on Facebook and on all the socials there, so do check them out. Thank you so much to Amprex and to ROTAX, along with assistance from Morak, for sponsoring and supporting this championship. But this is the ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia. We have a unique structure, of course, online to offline. We've got 3 online races, qualifying sessions beforehand. That will be on the 7th, the 9th, and the 11th of November. So there is still time for you to qualify for this championship there. The top 16 drivers will head on into the online league. The top 10 of those will go to the Morak Wanutama Grand Finals. And of course, we do have a very, very special
Entries.
yeah, we have special entries there from the world of social media. I am a ROTAX racer challenge as well. So you guys, yes, you at home have a chance to head on down to Morak Wanutama in Damansara, I believe, for a chance to race again. Actually, a really nice karting track that they've got down there. Very nice karts that they've got lined up there for the Wanutama Grand Finals. And the winner of that will get a fully paid trip to Langkawi to experience the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival. This is going to be so exciting.
This is gonna be a big thing, Max. So we have an online race before doing the offline. It's not like the racing experience. This is like a totally full on race mode offline, as we are trying to do. So we have 10 racer from the online, and another 10 racer will be coming from the social media campaign that we are talking about just now, which is the ROTAX Racer hashtag campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's running right now, so you guys can join into that. But this is what the racers are going to be racing for. Yeah, this is the prize pool there, 3,000 ringgit and a fully paid trip to the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival. Will go to the winner of the Wanutama Finals there. It's going to be absolutely incredible racing that we're going to see there. First place will also... Sorry, it's a prize pool of 3,000 there. First place will get 1,000 ringgit and a fully paid trip for 2 people. So so there is a +1 as well. Bring a date if you want to. And a brilliant event there. Like I said, the Langkawi karting race is just such a special event there. I mean, I've been lucky enough to drive on the track, and it is just wonderful. It's unbelievable stuff there. You should go and check it out on YouTube after the stream and see some of the onboards there. It's incredible. Second place, however, won't go away without anything. They will get a chance to take home 600 ringgit. Third place will take home 400. Fourth place 300, fifth place 200, and 6th to 10th place 100 ringgit each. So everyone who qualifies for the Wanutama final will be able to take some cheese home.
Yeah, and 100 is big money to me. Well, from first place to the 10th place, we'll get a portion of that 3,000 prize pools, right?
Absolutely, and they also have a chance to race against each other as well.
Oh my God,
so that's going to be so cool. Yeah, for sure, we will definitely both be down there as well.
Yeah.
We might actually be trying to steal a couple more carts to try and make the grid. I don't know, we'll have to talk about that. But this is a chance for you to win as well. Of course, there will be qualifying for those of you who want to enter the sim racing portion of the championship. But if you're unable to do so, there is another way to try and make the grid. Post and win challenge there. Tell us why you are a hashtag ROTAX racer and stand a chance to win a seat to the ROTAX Max Challenge Asian Festival. The ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia finals there at Morak Wanutama. The first 5 entries will also win a copy of the game that we're going to be racing in, Automobilista 2. So Automobilista 2, for those of you who don't know, is the simulator we're going to be using for the championship. And from everything that we've gathered, it's probably one of the best karting sims out there, especially for online racing.
Yeah, for now, this is the best physics that we have. I mean, like, we have a different kind of games, but it doesn't really convenient to do online and things, you know.
Yeah.
But this game, be it F1, be it karting, be it any different kind of discipline of race, automobilists tend to hit it perfectly.
Absolutely. AMS2, otherwise known as Automobilista 2, brought to you by Razer Studios there. And again, we have to say it is a fantastic sim, especially if you're really passionate into motorsports. It's probably the most diverse sim out there. You can race on vintage tracks, vintage cars, right the way to the latest in GT3 machinery, as well as Formula 1 cars. They've got a few Formula 1 cars in there as well, and karting. Like we mentioned there, a lot of good quality kart tracks. Every single racetrack that's in here is licensed venues. So absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. So do check that out there. We're going to start it off a little bit here. I've got my caption put in just in case. Just in case I don't manage to qualify for the sim race.
Yeah, I did that before.
Yep, absolutely. So my caption being, I'll polish my helmet to make it slicker to cut through the air because I am a ROTAX racer.
It's cringe, but it could win you guys a chance to go and race in the Morag 1 Tama.
Absolutely. You can do much better than that. I know you guys out there in social media, you're a very creative bunch. So try your luck, and who knows, you might have a chance to get into the finals and race for that seat, for that chance, all expenses paid trip to visit the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival. So that's going to be very exciting indeed.
Yes, exactly. So Max, what are we doing today actually?
So today we are going to have a special invitational race. We've put the word out and we managed to get a few very talented individuals to get into the kart and try their hands at kart racing. And I must say, having a look at the race times there, their car sim racing talents are actually transferring very nicely into the karts. I think they really enjoy these karts.
Well, as me personally, Max, I've tried this kart before in Automobilista or games. Karting is not my style. It's really hard. It's small. It's really agile. You need really precision input. You know how hard it is. Yeah. That's how hard it is.
Absolutely. We have all sorts of there's all sorts of very specialized techniques that make a good karter, but it's like I say, it's always easier to go from a kart to a single-seater car. It can be a little bit difficult to go in the other direction. But I mean, I love karting. I've done quite a lot of karting in the past as well, and it's a lot of fun when you get that feeling right. So we are here in Londrina, Brazil. This will also be our qualifying venue for the series. Londrina, with quite a bit of a history in and of itself in the karting scene. Round 1 will be at Ortona in Italy, which is a former World Championship venue, actually current World Championship venue, and a beautiful, beautiful racetrack that will be running on the long configuration. Very high speeds sections there, but also very technical sections between. That will be in round 1. In round 2, we're going to Interlagos. Not only is Interlagos a Formula 1 venue, but it also has a internationally well-renowned, world-renowned karting track as well, and it's every bit as iconic to the Brazilians as the Formula 1 track is to the rest of the world. Brilliant stuff indeed. And of course, round 3, we're going to Buskerud in Norway. And what can we say about this? The Nürburgring of karting tracks there, with over 5 stories of elevation change. This is the karting track you never knew could possibly exist.
It's really good, actually. It's really good.
Oh yeah.
When I say it's good, it's really, really good. It's I bet it's more than 2 kilometers long.
Yeah, well, it definitely feels like that for sure.
Yeah,
It's
not a
so
track.
exciting indeed, and that run downhill is one of the most special things you can do in a kart there. So a real all-star lineup of classic venues for our first ever ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia Championship there. So this is going to be absolutely exciting stuff indeed. I see that there's less than a minute left to go in practice, so we're going to start and have a chat with some of our drivers there. You will see during the course of the broadcast adrenaline impact. Now, that's not the fact that we've taken the studio sim racing, but we do have a specialized rig here in the studio with a Trustmaster T300 and T3PA setup there. So, proper stuff. And we've got a couple of very interesting guests. Now for round one, we're going to have a 2-race format for this entire championship, and the invitational race will be the same as well. 2 15-minute races and a bit of qualifying before each race. And the first driver in the Adrenaline Impact kart this evening is going to be Adam, aka Spartanker.
Yeah.
So, can you hear us, Adam?
Oh, hi. Is that my cue? Huh, hi. I can hear you. Yeah. Quite busy training right now.
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw you training earlier before the start of the broadcast there. Just wondering, how do you feel driving these karts around the track? It must be really different to some of the sim racing stuff you've done before.
Yes, I definitely feel a lot different. But I've also did some karting in real life before, and I have to say it does feel quite realistic playing this, because the way the accelerator, especially when you try to accelerate, and on how difficult in real life when you try to accelerate a real kart, is amazing to say the least.
Yeah, it's wonderful stuff indeed there. Now, of course, Spartanker is famous for all sorts of things, just quietly.
Yeah. Well, at PC games, mobile games.
Yep. So he's been around the thing. It's great to see you really open up the whole esports community and look at every part of it. It's been enjoyable watching you do that. But of course, we were actually watching the One Championship just before the start of the game there.
MPLI.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So I am actively involved in esports still right now, for especially for the Mobile Legends scene, but also as a content creator for certain esports organization teams locally in Malaysia. So that's what's keeping me busy and away from karting. So with that being said, I'm gonna drive bad today.
But actually, he's done a pretty good job, and for the first few laps,
yeah, I mean, the pace that we've seen from you is actually quite remarkable, considering, I mean, this is the first time I think pretty much all of us have started driving karts in the MS2. You're getting along quite nicely there. It's also a tricky track, to be fair.
Well, it's not an easy track, to be fair.
Yeah. There's a reason why we chose it as the qualifying track there. We didn't want to give anything too simple, too easy, too early on.
A very simple mistake. Adam can confirm this. A very simple slight mistake will make your car turn.
Yeah,
it's standard.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Because when you don't want to oversteer, you don't want to understeer as well. So you really need a sheer amount of focus for to be able to at least put a decent time in this track. There you go. I just won.
So there you go. We're going over to the track there, and you can see there Spartanker is on driver cam right now. Give us a wave there. So as you can see there, a slight mistake around this track really can send you sliding off into the gravel there. So you have to be super, super careful going around these tracks here. Right now, Akai Suisi, aka Kamal Ali, is the fastest man out of track. 44 seconds. We were just talking about this beforehand. The track, the pace of the racing is going to take some used to, even for us in the commentary booth, because it is so intense, kart racing.
So the racing line anyway.
Yeah, the pace of this race, it's not. Me personally, I've never been in karting scene before. So when I watch the commentary of this karting scene, it's really different, way different from the normal car racing commentary style. It's really high pace. It's really full of action, and they really know how know what need to be said.
Yeah.
Like we just saw earlier, someone is flying down.
Absolutely. So this is going to be a very exciting race indeed. Manzik, by the way, that's Aiman Haziq, who's decided decided to join us. Now, he's actually done racing in an actual ROTAX Max senior class kart, and he's sort of compared it quite. Yeah. So Aiman Haziq has actually done a fantastic job, sort of conveying to us before the start of the before the start of the race, before the start of the broadcast, as to how similar these karts are. And we can see him there, Aiman Haziq, on the driver cam. We've got driver cams for most of the drivers today, so that'll be interesting to see the level of focus and the level of speed that's required from these guys there. Aiman is going very quickly there, 44 seconds, 44.090 seconds, 43 seconds is on pace for World Championship. For world record holders here.
43 seconds.
Yeah, and we in fact do have the world record holder in the sim right now, and that's Gaskun, believe it or not. Gaskun's been practicing so much there. He's in the low 43s, which is unbelievable stuff there. 43.666. We know that the world record for online play is 43.3. Again, Muhammad Zairi, which is the man you see in provisional pole right now, he is Gaskun. He is the world record holder for this kart on this track. So it's very special. We don't get to say this very often there, but Gaskun is going to show us how it's done. Of course, later on we do have Amer Harris, who is a real-life ROTAX Max driver and also a very, very experienced racer as well. And not only experienced in real-life racing and in karting, but also in a little bit sim racing as well.
Yep.
So yeah, he's just talking about his direct drive wheel and everything else, and now I feel just a little bit more jealous about life. But but he's an awesome guy there, and he's going to be our second driver in the Adrenaline Impact kart as well. And I think you might even see him at the ROTAX Max Challenge in Langkawi. So the Asia Festival there happening in Langkawi again. 9th to 11th of December. It's my favorite, one of my favorite events on the motor racing calendar here in Malaysia. You guys really need to check it out. It's awesome.
Oh wow! I wish I have more leave to go to Langkawi next.
Oh, we'll make them. We will work something out. I've got schemes.
So now, as you can see, Muazzam Zairi have done 43.4, and just behind him is actually Amer Haziq, which is 42.9. Ooh.
4/10 of a second between the first two places. They're
I'm gonna say this. Adam Spartanker, who's been driving just today for this kart, and he's done 46.1, which is faster than me.
Yeah, well, I was going to say he's on pace right now for the conditions there. He's actually doing similar times to Bill. Slow hand Bill there, Nabil Faz. He's one of the experts in Malaysia, one of the fastest drivers in Asia, even for AMS2, especially in GT cars and in open wheelers. He's very, very quick indeed. And for Spartanker to actually be within, not a bull's roar, it's more like a mouse's squeak there. 0.3 of a second between a AMS2 veteran and someone who's really driving this combination for the first time. That is quite impressive for the rookie driver there. Of course, we have MasterSeth there. And he's racing around right now. Of course, we all love MasterSeth. He's the king of heel and toe in Malaysian sim racing there. He's got I think that must be the best driver cam we've seen all year there. He's got his VR set up on there, and he's got the new sponsorship from the curtain factory right behind him. I think that must be the best bit of decoration I've seen.
I'm saying this, Mac. The fact that he's been using VR for this race is really, really, really good. Because I am a person who use VR. I can't race go-kart with VR, Max. It's
I
really
wouldn't be able to do a lap without.
That was really hard. No, it's a big no for me. It's you don't have a way to pinpoint something. When you race in a car, you have things that you can pinpoint your eyes to. But go-kart, there is none.
Yeah, it's going fast. It's going by so fast. You don't have markers or anything like that. You've just got to be focused on the racing line. But then again, there is a slight advantage with VR, in that he's able to spot the apexes and exits. So if we actually see what he's seeing, he's moving his head right now in real life, and his eyes in this kart are moving the same way. So he can look at the apex, he can look at the racing line and really have a good look at everything there. A little bit of a lockup there. You're going to see maybe 1 or 2 drivers throughout the course of these races have that lockup coming into that corner there. It's a very tricky one to try and get right going through that section there. But again, you know, it is an advantage, but it's also very, very tiring. And I don't know much else in the world of sim racing that's more tiring than trying to drive a proper race kart very, very quickly. Karting is such a physical sport. Physicality of it is so massive. Yeah,
that's not, you know?
Yeah, and of course in karting, the feel of everything is so super important there. The top guys in ROTAX Max, they're able to hold the slide around the final corner of Sepang's karting track, which lasts about 4 seconds under full throttle, with just a slight bit of slide there, and that's all down to body feel. Body feeling, the feeling of the kart moving around you is super important in karting. We don't have that there. It's as if these guys are driving with one eye closed in some respects. But for them to actually be doing fairly competitive lap times like this would not be too far away from the proper lap times you'd see at the racetrack there in a real life race. For them to be able to do this sort of pace is quite impressive indeed. So qualifying is over right now, and we have Gaskun there, Mohammad Zari, 43.261. I think that might actually be another world record.
He beat his own record, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Now, we've had rumors that there are even faster drivers out there. Of course, Gaskun saying that his Sifu has gone faster, but he hasn't actually logged a time online.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Maybe one day we might see him do in qualifying.
42.2 is fast enough.
Well, he's faster than everyone in Europe, everyone in Asia, everyone in America, everyone in Africa and Antarctica, and the whole 9 yards. He is the fastest guy in the world on AMS2 around Londrina in Brazil in a 125cc single speed kart. So that is saying something there. There is talent in Malaysian sim racing, ladies and gentlemen, and you're watching it right now. Of course, we also have Manzik R, aka Aiman Haziq. Aiman Haziq also very, very close there, only a few tenths of a second behind. So this isn't going to probably all be Gaskun's race. And with a 15-minute race on a kart, you still have to think about the feeling through there. So now, as you can see there, the race has indeed started right now, and it looks like Aiman Haziq's managed to get a fantastic start there from Mohammad Zari there, who's managed to go out in second place there. MasterSeth is in third position, but he's dropped. He's gone up into second place there. Slow and Bill is in third, and we have Spartanker in fourth place. Aiman Haziq has dropped down to fifth. I believe he's had a spin there out on track there, and Akai Suse is in sixth position as they leave the line there. Let's have a look at Spartanker there. You can see he's full of concentration, full of focus there. He's in the middle of the pack right now and really pushing very hard to try and get past there. Side by side coming through there. He's going to try and go for an overtake maneuver, and he manages it. He goes up into third position there, but Slow Hand Bill is going to try and fight back. Is he going to be able to pull across? No, he isn't. A fantastic run there by Spartanker. They're coming up there. Adam doing a fantastic job there. He's got it on the grass though. He spun off the track there. A little bit of a sheepish grin. He was really enjoying that, I'm sure though. But he was up into third place briefly there. I think he's going to be very, very impressed with that.
Yeah, Max, the fact that he's been doing really good, and that was a really brilliant driving line that he did just now, which his defensive push was really good. Now we are watching MasterSeth on the second place and trying to get to Muazzam Zahiri in front with well, that's quite a gap. Max, 3 seconds behind. Yes, 3 seconds behind. That's really a good gap. But as we said earlier, Manzik has indeed having a trouble when at the start of the race just now.
Yeah, very, very. It's a real pity there because he had the pace to try and challenge Zahiri there. He had the pace to try and get after Gaskun there, but unfortunately you can see that he's a little bit a little bit disappointed with himself, I'm sure. Again, Aiman Haziq, as he's talked to us before the start of the broadcast, he actually has done a race in these. He's actually driven them quite often in the past. So he's got experience in the real-life karts there. For him right now, it's going to be a battle to try and get himself into second place. All the other guys are really quick there, but I wonder if he can actually use his experience in real-life karting to try and get himself up the field. That's going to be the interesting part there. Of course, we have Slowhand Bil Nabil Faz there in third position, who's also very, very quick indeed, also very defensive right now. You can see he's using a very interesting racing line there, going around the track there, just to try and cover off Aiman Haziq as much as possible. You're going to see with overtaking maneuvers on the karts, it's all or nothing. It's absolute commitment required to make any position up there. So he's going to try and go around the outside there. Oh, that's a big spin, big mistake there from Slowhand Bill there. Spun the kart right around, right in front of him.
That was a big spin and a big laugh, you know.
Yeah. You can see there Aiman Haziq, a little bit of a smile there from there. Both karts seem to be fine there. These karts do take a little bit of abuse. Even in real life racing, you'll see them bump into each other there, but we weren't really expecting that one. That was hilarious. Slowhand Bill normally doesn't make mistakes like that, but I guess the pressure just got to him there indeed. But there you go, Aiman Haziq's now up into third place, and he's going to try and chase after MasterSeth.
The fact that Aiman Haziq has done a really good job. He is actually doing 42-second race pace right now. It's similar to the qualifying pace, you know. And now in front of him is actually MasterSeth, which is a person who do 46. Well, still it's good for MasterSeth, but how long can he stay at that position? You know, 43 versus 45. Well, it's gonna be hard for MasterSeth right now. And the only way that to keep Aiman Haziq behind is actually by playing defensive. But as per we know, Max, Aiman Haziq is a very good defensive player.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how those two drivers stack up. I have to say though, MasterSeth has had a lot of experience now over the last year or so. He started doing competitive sim racing only recently, but he's been in the sim racing world for a long time, in toge driving, drifting, and all sorts of other sort of like the street style events in sim racing there, and he's transferring that to the street. He's like the Malaysian virtual version of Keiichi Tsuchiya.
That is his
own thing.
Idol, you know?
Yeah.
I want to be Keiichi Tsuchiya. That's what he said.
Yeah, absolutely. There, he's gonna have to channel that a little bit, because one of Tsuchiya's best qualities is his defensive driving there. So we'll see if he's watched enough hot version videos to see if he can try and give the squeeze there. That'll be quite interesting indeed. Akai Suisi there, there's a driver going quite quietly further down the field there. That's Kamal Ali, aka Akai Suisi, going around the track there. He's going quite well for himself. 44.5 as a base pace right now is quite fast indeed.
That's something happening with Akai Suisi, you know. He is actually one of the veteran driver, but in this game is quite recently released. I mean, like maybe a year or I don't think it's released in 2000.
Yeah, I think it might be later. 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
Must have been late 2020.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
we just
yeah.
got into that quite recently as well. And I think it's also only now starting to get a little bit of a foothold in the Asian market when it comes to sim racing.
Well, people prefer things like different kind of games. We have a lot of games, and we have a lot of competitive scenes even in Malaysia itself.
Yeah.
You know, like things like iRacing, AC, GT7, and so on. But this game is really good. So if we can do a lot of tournament with this game, it's gonna be a big game in Malaysia.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see the take-up of this sort of. This is like the first of a new generation of sims coming out there. A lot more easier to set up. I mean, anybody who's had RF2. Ooh, a big spin there. Is that MasterSeth?
Yes.
MasterSeth gone off the track there. It looks like Aiman Haziq's managed to get
His-
ahead there. Haziq is in second position there and has just managed to get past MasterSeth there. Big error there from MasterSeth. I wonder if he was just feeling the pressure a little bit there.
Well, that might be the issue, Max. He was actually locked up his wheel on the second last hairpin, and as per we know that is the two hairpin really crucial where the brakes doesn't really work
Yeah.
the way you want it to be.
Yeah, it's remarkable because those two final hairpins, you'd think you could use the brakes quite heavily there, but you have to have quite a light touch on the brakes.
Yes, exactly.
Otherwise, you could lock up, you could spin so easily going around here. And right now, we've got Kamal Ali, Akai Suisse 13 there, right behind MasterSeth, coming around the final corner there. So he's under threat again. He's now up to third position right now and really pushing hard to try and get up and try and get away from Kamal Ali there. But Kamal Ali, again, another driver with a little bit of karting experience and quite a lot of pace that we've seen so far. They're both doing roughly the same lap times. In fact, their previous times were 45.226, plays a 45.219. So this is a very interesting battle happening now between third and fourth position. The last place on the podium, but they're going to be fighting like it's the World Championships. These guys are so fun to see race.
6 minute clock time left in this race, Max, and as per now, Muazzam Zairi still hold the title of the first place. And as per we said earlier, Aiman Haziq might have a chance to get up to Muazzam Zairi and do something about it. 6 minutes is roughly around, I bet maybe around 6 laps.
Yeah, 6-7 laps, something around that period of time there. Again, everything can change. We're barely halfway through the race, believe it or not. We've just gone past the halfway mark there, coming up towards the 2/3 mark of the race. And MasterSeth there going very quickly indeed. This is the great part about sprint racing. It's short, sharp fun. And, any move you have to do, you can't wait, you can't plan. You have to do it as quickly as possible.
Especially when you are racing with kart.
Yeah.
That is a different kind of racing style that you have when you are racing in a car and you are racing in a car. In a car racing, the track is really narrow and it's really, you have a really technical kind of things track, And this is what happened when you make a simple mistake, and especially in a sprint race, a simple mistake will get you a really high risk and high reward kind of things.
I've just noticed two amazing things there. MasterSeth did a 44.7 in that last lap. Akai Suisse 44.7 as well. And we saw MasterSeth there literally drive the car almost off the track trying to get away from the drivers. So unbelievable fast there. But looks like Akai Suisse has fallen back a little bit. Let's see if we could get back to Akai Suisse. Something's happened there behind. It looks like he may have gone off the track just a little bit there. We're trying to get the camera angles earlier on there and couldn't quite get it to there. It looks like there is a big gap because MasterSeth has gone quicker yet, 44.6, but now Akai Suisse has dropped back 49.8. I believe he may have spun at that the final hairpin is super difficult. If you touch the inside apex of that final hairpin, you send the kart spinning around so quickly you wouldn't know which direction you came from. It's unbelievable how difficult that corner is.
Yeah, Max, that's why I said about the two hairpin and the last hairpin and the second last hairpin. That is the really crucial part of this race. As per I see Amer Harris earlier, when he drive, that is the point where he slammed the brake. But when he slammed the brake with love. When I slammed the brake hard,
From Thor's hammer with love.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is this definite technique to it because you can hit the brakes relatively hard in the kart, but the way you come off the brakes is hypercritical for pace. It's the difference between going around the corner at maximum speed and spinning within the length of the kart. It's so sensitive. It's probably even more sensitive than, say, the brakes on a Formula 1 car, believe it or not. And that's where a lot of these drivers learn before they go on their road to Formula 1, how to brake, how to slow the car down. Sort of counterintuitively, the most important the easiest way to go fast there.
Oh,
Oh, Spartanker
no.
getting it on the grass there. He was having trouble with that section earlier on during practice, and I think he just pushed it a little bit too hard through that section there. It's very, very deceptive. You have to lift off and roll into the corner, and it feels very slow when you get it right. So you try and push it a little bit faster, but when you
That's the
overdrive
thing.
that corner, you end up on the grass. And these karts can tell you something. They might not have so much grip on tarmac, but they definitely don't have any grip on grass.
That is definitely true, Max. When you are on the grass, like the grip is like, no. It's a grip 404, guys. It's a grip 404, okay? So now Muazzam Zahiri in front, and we have Manzik with 2 minutes left in this first round of the invitational race of this event. This is you okay. I'm sorry. You guys are watching ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia, and this is the first race, which is the invitational race of this event.
Absolutely, we've gathered some of the best sim racing talent that we can get our hands on, as well as later on in race 2 we'll have Amer Harris driving around there. That's going to be spectacular as well to watch him, because he really knows how to finesse the kart around the track there. Time remaining 1 minute 45 seconds left, and it's Gaskun Muhammad Zahiri in first position, Manzik R in second place there, MasterSeth in third, Akaisuse in fourth, Sohanbil in fifth, and Spartanker on the Adrenaline Impact Guest Sim Racing rig is in 6th place there. While you're watching these guys, do try and think of that caption. We have that caption competition there. If you are unable to get a good lap time here in the sim during our qualifying sessions on the 7th, the 9th and the 11th of November, do have a shot at the post to win challenge there. So that's going to be quite spectacular stuff indeed there. We've already seen some great ones there, including a shot of Kelvin T, friend of the channel and friend of sim racing in general, polishing his GR Yaris for one build.
You should watch when he posts about his son
Oh.
with the BMW. That was hilariously cute.
Oh yeah.
So we have a 40-second left in the race, and right now Muazzam Zahiri is the first place, and on the second place, Manzik is actually catching up with the time, which is the pace right now is 43. Both of them is in the 43.5.
Yeah, that's incredible stuff there. Aiman Haziq finally getting the kart right up to speed there, 43.5. Unfortunately, I think it's a little bit too late there, because it looks like Muazzam there, he's got a big enough lead there. So all he's got to do is not try and respond to the challenge from behind there, keep himself focused and just keep that kart between the two white lines, and he might be able to take home the first race win of the ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia, the official invitational race 1.
I'm not gonna say anything about Muazzam Zahiri, because we have been watching him since the earlier of these years, you know. And when we talk about him, suddenly things happen.
Absolutely. Now he, like I said, he's... Oh, look at that. He spun it. He spun it. He's going backwards there. That is how big of a lead he's got there. He's managed to do the reverse flick across the line there. Gaskun, ever the showman. Brilliant stuff there from Muazzam Zahiri. We thought he gave us a bit of hope there. We thought we were going to have some drama on the final corner there, but you know, he's got a great sense of humor. It's fantastic to see him out there. And I was saying, like, he is the world record holder there, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how it goes. But mind you, I've seen the lap time from our race 2 driver Amer Harris. That's going to be very interesting. So do keep an eye out on the Adrenaline Impact kart. But in any case, Spartanker did a fantastic job. I think he did the best he could there. A couple of mistakes, but then again, to be on the same lap as Slowhand Bill is saying something as well. None of these drivers are slow.
Yep, I do agree with you. Slowhand Bill, well, he is one of our friends, and he is definitely, well, a lot of competitive event in EMS. He is in the first or second place.
Yeah.
Or at least on the top 3.
Absolutely. He definitely is going to be another one to watch out there. A couple of mistakes there from some of the drivers, which mean that we didn't see the full we did see the full performance from some of the drivers after a couple of accidents. A lot of spins there. The big turning point in the race, I think, for me during race 1 was that spin there from Aiman Haziq.
At the first of the race, the start of the race, yeah. So Max, well, we're gonna talk about the qualifying session that we're gonna have for this event, which is when you qualify for this event, the top 16 fastest qualifier will be fighting for the position of the top 10 and will be racing at the Morak 1 Utama. I don't know the date.
Yeah, we will show the date on there. All the information, by the way, will be available on the Adrenaline Impact Facebook page, and it will be shared, I'm sure, with the Amprex and the ROTAX guys as well. So do stay tuned for all of the details there. But on the 7th, 9th, and the 11th of November, again, do check the social media there. The times 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. If you have the Automobilista 2 game, you can enter using free content, believe it or not. Qualifying schedule there, we will be qualifying at Londrina, the kart race track that we've just seen in the broadcast today. We're going to be qualifying there. The fastest time over these 3 dates will be the time that you use to get in to the final there. So do try your luck there for the qualifications there for the ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia. We will be taking the top 16 karters into the races there. So that's going to be interesting stuff there. Of course, we would love to see you there as well. If you don't quite have the speed to do that, however, we do have the caption competition on social media. We'll be taking the top 10 posts from social media and bringing them into the karting race as well. A little bit of a nice thing. We get the sim racing guys racing up against their fans. It's going to be amazing stuff.
This is gonna be a different kind of series, Max.
Yeah.
Well, back then we only do series for you guys. I mean, like for those sim racers. But now we are really competing the sim racers, going out and compete in the real racing experience. You know?
It is going to be a fantastic thing indeed, and of course all of this is going to go to a very, very special prize there. And of course the main prize is an all expenses paid trip to the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival, one of the, well, it is the greatest karting race in Asia, and it deserves every single last plaudit it gets there. Like I said, Langkawi, a real gem of a kart track. I'm amazed that not a lot of people talk about it here in Malaysia, because internationally, whenever I was overseas, working on race cars overseas and all that sort of stuff, the drivers always talked about the race in Langkawi. Yeah, it's the classic 3. You know, you've got the race in Langkawi, you've got the race in Macau as well, which is quite legendary, and of course the championships in Japan, also big stuff there. But I think I might be slightly biased because I've raced there myself. But the Langkawi round of the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia, the festival round, is just that. And it's not just all racing, there's a fan festival there as well. There's all sorts of classes as well. In fact, you've been having a look through the entry list. What are the classes?
We have micro class, mini class, and then we have a junior, senior, and the last one is DD2. I was like, direct drive 2.
So DD2 is the latest generation of ROTAX Max Kart Racing. So that will be very interesting to see that as well. And also in the future, we'll also see electric kart racing from ROTAX. And from what I've heard from the drivers who've actually tried it, it is absolutely unbelievable how quick the karts are and how fun those things are as well. So that's going to be very, very fun indeed to see.
So when we talk about, I talked to Amer earlier about the event around Southeast Asia karting scene, and he said Malaysia has one of the big karting scenes, which is in the Langkawi, ROTAX Max Challenge Festival, which is actually a really big racing in this community.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Javier Alvarez, a Zero Blinker as he's known in the sim racing community, we actually had a quick look on Discord the other night, going through the entry list. That we've got drivers from Europe, mainland Europe, we've got drivers from the UK, we've got drivers from all over Asia, and of course a few Malaysians there. And the quality of the drivers that are at the field there in every single class. Every single class has potential winners in there. I think it's the strongest field we've ever had for the greatest karting race in Asia. It's going to be so much fun to go down there and have a look. Of course, we have all sorts of activities there. Like I say, there's going to be a real fan-friendly atmosphere, so do come down there. I mean, let's face it, Langkawi is great at any time of the year. But if you're a motorhead and you want to go down to Langkawi, this is the event to go for.
It's like killing two birds with one stone, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. There will be sim equipment there, so you can try out what these guys are trying out here. And we also have after parties. We have meet and greets, open paddock. It's going to be unbelievable stuff. If you are a dedicated fan of motorsports, or even a casual fan of motorsports, trust me, do go down to the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival at the Langkawi International Circuit. It is going to be worth your time.
I bet when you go once, you're gonna go back next year.
Absolutely. So there you have it. 7 minutes remaining in the second qualifying session before we start the event there. And there you go. That is Amer Harris, champion level kart racer. He's just come back from Italy, where he was doing an event there. Definitely flying the flag for Malaysian karters there. Again, he was saying the karting scene in Malaysia is so strong. You meet Malaysians in the karting realm all over the place. Of course, we're going to be joined by James Russel. Unfortunately, he had prior commitments. He actually had prior commitments with the karting team, ironically, so he wasn't able to turn up. And a few of the other drivers there as well. I'm not sure. I think there is an event on fairly soon there. So they do send their regards and say hi. But yeah, you could go to Italy, or you can go to the Netherlands or the UK. And don't be surprised if you see Malaysians on the karting grid. And I think ROTAX Max and all of the other karting events that are held in Malaysia really do point to the fact that we've got a fantastic feeder series for karting. And karting itself has grown so much right now. We now have a sort of a world in... karting has almost become a world within motorsports. You can, in fact, make a living purely and simply by being a professional karting driver. One of my favorites was a gentleman by the name of David Serra, who's literally just a champion level karter. He's never driven a single seater car in his life. He's in his 30s and he's still racing and winning in karts. So a lot of drivers out there, professional kart drivers.
I've been talking about karting scene because, as per you know, Max, I'm not really a guy who knows a lot about karting. So when I talk to Amer, he said that, actually karting has a lot of different kind of EOP, different kind of classes. It is the same as when we see GT3 class and this class and that class. So they have different kind of engine, different kind of setups and so on. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is really impressive actually.
Yeah, it's gone a long way from the karting classes being 80, 100, 125, go play. This is a real, it's almost an entire economy in and of itself. It's an entire community in and of itself, and it's great to see, because not only is it a great way for you to get your foot into motorsports, but in and of itself has become a destination in motorsports as well. One of the big things, of course, is the ROTAX Max Challenge. It's been running all around the world there, and it is one of the premier single-make racing series, with every driver running a ROTAX 125cc two-stroke water-cooled engine. And that's the special thing with the ROTAX. They were the pioneers of the water-cooled two-stroke. Yeah, so it's very, very special, and sort of something you've only really seen in karting. Very, very specialized equipment there. These karts, by the way, they are 125cc in-game generic karts with single-speed transmission, and these, as you know, Amer Harris was saying, the power delivery is identical to the ROTAX karts, and they do feel an awful lot like the ROTAX Max machines. So that's interesting to see from the man himself, really doing quite well. And actually, you can see here, he's in third position with a 43.712.
This is going to be a tight race, you know. This is going to be a tight race. We can see Muazzam Zahid with 43.4. And then Amer Haziq, which is a 43.5. And then we have Amer Harris, which is 42.7. This is going to be a really tight race between three drivers.
Absolutely, and further back, we're going to have definitely a battle between MasterSeth and Nakai Susi there, 44.7 place, 44.9, and Slohan Bill there, 45.3, not that far behind. Although I think Slohan Bill is not actually looking so much at the qualifying pace. He's always been working on the race pace all throughout here, and also just giving us a fantastic show.
But as we can see, Max, well, I'm gonna say this clearly. Okay, MasterSeth have improved a lot.
Yeah, to be able to hold his head up in this rarefied company there, he's ahead of Kamal Ali, and we know how quick Kamal Ali is and how adaptable he is. He can race anything, anywhere, anytime, in any sim.
Any place.
Anywhere, yes.
Any rig, bro. Bro, any rig. I'm telling you
I'm pretty sure he'll be quick on Gran Turismo 2 on the PlayStation 1. That's how quick he is, and how how flexible he is. And MasterSeth has also taken that on. I think this year he started off in Assetto Corsa. You know, he's big into the street scene on Assetto Corsa, so when he made his racing debut, naturally he did it in Assetto Corsa, but then he went on and took on iRacing, which is super specialized, and he's managed to do well there, and now he's taking on AMS2 and doing well there, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to be talking to him about like RF2 and all these other super high-end platforms that we race on. So that's going to be, it's fantastic to see, and it just goes to show, no matter what your way into sim racing is, there's always a chance that you could make it big. I mean, MasterSeth got involved with sim racing because, you know, he just loved that whole Kanjo-Zoku style car and, drifting.
Kind of thing,
Drifting, mountain roads and all that sort of stuff. And of course, you know, doing it on the sim is a lot more legal and much far safer than doing it in real life.
You don't have to burn your pocket,
or crash your car or hurt yourself or get arrested. All of those things are possible when you're trying to, street race. So he did it in AC because it's a simulator, and you can experience those things without putting people in danger. And he's got a fantastic Discord community behind him, and they're always doing events and stuff like that. But now he's taken that step into racing, and it does remind me of, like we were saying earlier, Keiichi Tsuchiya, taking the step into legitimate motorsports. So there is a thing everywhere there. Also, we just want to say that Spartanker's team has, in fact, the Torak team has in fact won the MLBB championship there on One Esports. So fantastic stuff indeed. You can see him popping off there. Brilliant. So there you go there. In the meantime, it's actually quite interesting that Manzik R. So Aiman Haziq is in fact on pole position, 37 seconds to go. Do you think, Zari, do you think Gascon can make it, can beat him? This is interesting.
I want to see the race pace, Max.
Yeah, this is unbelievable stuff here. We're going to bring it back right now. We have a battle for pole position, and it's a possibility of 3 cars battling for the pole position there. So Manzik there, 43.356. I need to drop the minute. They're going much faster. Mama Zari, 43.439, and the Adrenaline Impact rental card. 43.590. It's a very quick rental card. Don't you worry about it. We only give you the best. But there you go. That is Amer Harris there. He's come across the line there, and
that was actually 43.
Just managed to improve it. Not quite enough to beat Gascon there. So that is the closest top 3 we've seen in a long time. Amer Harris managing to get himself into 3rd position there. Aiman Haziq has got himself into pole position. Put my teeth back in. And Muazzam Zairi there in 2nd place there. That's your world record holder in 2nd place there. And of course, you have the Adrenaline Impact card in 3rd. Okay, Suisi, not that far behind. He's also in the 43s, 43.777 there for Kamal Ali.
43 whole around the track right now.
Absolutely brilliant stuff.
This is good, Max.
So we have, like I said, Aiman Haziq there in 1st position there. Muazzam Zairi in 2nd place. We have the Adrenaline Impact card being driven by Amer Harris in 3rd position. Akai Susi in 4th place. That's Kamal Ali there. MasterSeth is in 5th followed by Slow Hand Bill in 6th place, and they're all so close to each other. This is unbelievable. I think we're going to see an absolutely explosive start. So they're under starters orders. Unlike the real-life races, we are doing standing starts there just to make sure that everyone gets off in time. A little bit of modification was made to the karts in order to get them to get off the line cleanly compared to the real-life karts there. One of the hardest things to do in real-life karting is to get the start right. So this is going to be interesting to see how that goes on there. So we are waiting for starters orders there, and we're off there. Look at that. We can see there they're smiling. Amer is there trying to find a way around the left-hand side, around the right-hand side. He's pushing hard, and Amer is there. You can see that Gaskun's managed to really get the whole shot and get himself up into first position there, and Manzik there in second place there. The Adrenaline Pack kart is in third position, but putting a lot of pressure on right now. MasterSeth, they're dropping back a little bit behind in fourth position. He's under a lot of pressure there from Akai Suise himself, and Zohan Bill is bringing up the rear in sixth position there. But look at that, brilliant stuff there. We can see the focus and the dedication from Amer Harris in the driver cam right now there. Well, he was very focused right now, but he's also having a lot of fun there. He was saying, you know, a few details were a little bit different from the real-life karts there. The braking is a little bit different from real life, and naturally you don't get the G-forces pushing into the seat.
Yeah, that's actually a big difference, Max.
Yeah, but he was saying that it's actually a lot of things they got were right, like the power delivery, the way you get on and off the throttle, and how that affects the balance of the kart there. So brilliant to know that we've got a top-level ROTAX Max Racer you know, giving us that feedback there. Oh, they're going a little bit wide there. I think both drivers went very wide coming onto the grass and back onto the racetrack there. They managed to save it.
This line.
Well, don't follow it unless he goes off the track. Then you should really stop following the race.
This is the problem that we always make, Max.
Yeah.
When we follow someone else in front of us,
we make the same mistakes.
When they make mistakes, we follow the same mistake.
Yeah. Absolutely, but brilliant stuff there from Wazam Zari there. He's managed to get himself into the 43 straight away. They're brilliant to be able to switch the tires on. These guys are starting, by the way, on cold tires, so they take a lap or two to warm up. But it looks like Gaskun's managed to switch the tires on very quickly indeed. And Manzik there in second place. He's just starting to get closer and closer to the 143s. We might see a 143 from him there as well. But if you see a 143 from Haziq there, we're going to see it from Amer Harris as well coming across the line there. Let's see. Yes, indeed, 43s right now, race pace. And it looks like Gaskun's dropped a little bit in terms of pace there. So I think there is a chance that these two drivers could try and make that overtaking maneuver work. Coming down the hill here through all these flat out left-hand bends here. Really have to just check it up just slightly as you go over the top of the crest here and go into this hairpin zone. And you can see it's all about being super smooth around Londrina here in Brazil. The smoother you go around here, the faster you are.
Yeah, I do agree. The smooth is the new fast for this kind of track. Well, as per you say, Max, the elevation change of this track, it's not that crucial, but every single changes that have in this track does actually affect your kart. You know, when your kart control is actually, you need to really precise. This kart is really sensitive and so on and this and that. But every single things happen in the track does actually affect your kart.
Oh, he sent the tires flying there. Unbelievable stuff there. Talk about commitment. He took as much inside curb as you possibly could. I don't know how he didn't spin himself off. The inside curbs around here are so treacherous. They spit you off so easily. How are they managing to put their entire car over the top?
This is actually a brilliant handwork, you know?
Yeah.
This is a brilliant handwork, man.
Well, you can see there, he's definitely working for it as well. He's smiling, he's enjoying this, but he's also focusing. You can see the amount of opposite lock he's having to put going through the corners there. His throttle, as you can hear, is dead smooth, but his steering work is really all over the place there. But you can see the racing line he's tracing is a beautiful long arc, but he's slipping and sliding just a little bit, pushing the tires to the absolute limit.
So how much pressure that you can put on your track, on your tires? I mean, like, how aggressive can you drive with these car, Max?
Well, that's the thing, you know, the one thing that, even though it's only a 15-minute race. The biggest problem with these karts is that they do overheat their tires a little bit. I find when I'm racing with them that around the 7 to 8 minute mark, the tire display indicator goes from green, which is good, down to yellow, where you start to lose a bit of grip. And if you keep pushing it further, it goes orange, and it really starts to overheat. And what that means in terms of temperature, between 70 and 80 degrees is what you want to run all of these tires around. But around this track, if you're driving at qualifying pace, eventually it starts to creep up to 90, 100, 110, and that's when you really start to lose grip. And I think we saw it a little bit with Mohamed Zari. His previous lap was a 44.6, and I think what he had to do there was through the high-speed corners, he had to lift and coast a little bit to try and save the tires. So, believe it or not, they do tire management in karting almost like they do in Formula 1. You do have to keep an eye out on temperatures. You do have to be wary as to not overheat them. And right now you can see that MasterSeth is having a little bit of fun there with Akai Susi directly behind him. 45.0 the pace for MasterSeth there. 44.6 for Akai Susi. He's going to go really close, really quick there. I think this is going to develop into a battle towards the end of the race there. So that's another battle brewing right now. We've got a close one at the front of the field, and we've got, even with only a 6-car field, we managed to have the adrenaline impact midfield battle. I'm telling you, this happens. We have this every race. I'm not joking.
Even with 6 races on the track,
yep,
that happened. Oh my god, that was really good. Now we are with Haziq, which is Amer Haziq, which drive a what color is that? A purple and yellow color kart, and he is doing great with 43.5. Now, what happened to Muazzam Zaidi? He is not consistent with the 43 time mark. Now he's going to 43 and to 44, you know, around that place.
Yeah, I think it could be a number of factors. Like I said, he's pushing the tires very hard on his karts. He's managed to get away with it the first race, but in the second race, I think maybe there's a little bit of tire wear going on into the kart there. It could also be driver wear. I drove these karts around this track for about an hour and a half on Tuesday, getting the cameras prepared for this stream. And let me tell you, after an hour and a half, I felt like I had arms of a gorilla. They were all stretched out.
You doesn't need to go to the gym after that.
Yeah, I went from saying you could almost get arm pump like you do in a real race car. If you're not fit, you can get arm pump, which is this feeling in the arms of cramping up, and it's not fun. So I went from, I could see that, you know, with a direct drive wheel you could get arm pump, to getting arm pump on a Logitech G29. I actually had it, which was insane there. And you can see there, Gascon's really throwing the kart around. He's using all of the track and then some. So he's pushing as hard as he can there, but as you can see further behind, that Aiman Haziq is actually getting closer and closer to the back of the tractor. Let's have a look at driver cam and see how much he's pushing that kart there. And you can see plain as day on his face how hard he's pushing that Blue Steel Racing driver, who's had a lot of success, it's fair to say, this season, winning championships all around, locally and internationally. I think it's been a bumper year for him, and you can tell he's still driving like everything matters. It's brilliant stuff indeed. He's definitely enjoying it, believe it or not, despite what you see in the face there.
Oh, in fact, Max, now we are actually watching Muazzam Zaidi, Aiman Haziq, and Amer Haris fight back to back, and we're gonna see this fight until the end of the race. 6-minute race clock left for this driver, and as per you know, Muazzam Zaidi is trying really hard to lose these two drivers behind him. And these two drivers keep on chasing. I was like, no tomorrow.
So brilliant stuff. Oh no, Akai Susi has lost the position there to MasterSeth. It looks like he's going very slowly. I think he may have spun the kart there. I think it goes without saying, every car race that you have at least one guy spinning. And unfortunately, it looks like Kamal Ali was the guy there. Akai Susi there down into 5th position. But he has the pace, I think, to try and catch up back up to MasterSeth. He's going to push as hard as possible to try and get there. Meanwhile, further at the front of the field there, Manzik getting closer and closer. Haziq pushing the kart as hard as he can, diving down through the hill. and through this high-speed section there, I think he clipped that tire there. The animation sort of zoinked out a little bit there, going through that section there, diving down towards the braking zone here, turning around the final corner there, and coming up towards the final bend there. It looks like Gaskin's able to try and keep the speed up just a little bit. Every time he's had to slow the kart down, he's able to recover the tires, recover himself, and push on to try and get a bigger gap there. 43.845 is his time right now. Not quicker, however, than Aiman and Amer there, further behind. So this is going to be a very interesting battle.
Amer Haris is actually getting closer and closer to Aiman Haziq.
Yeah.
As per we can see just now, well, you can see that they are bumper to bumper from after the first lap. So right now, what happened between Amer Haris, Aiman Haziq, and Muazzam Zari? Who's gonna chase who? Who gonna defend who? That's gonna be a big difference in this race, Max.
Absolutely, it's going to be down to the wire, as you say there. Only a second, less than a second, sort of covers the top 3 positions there. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out there. Aiman Haziq there. It looks like he's just had a bit of a breather. He's not physically looking like he's pushing as much as possible, but he's still maintaining 43.6 was his last lap. Let's see what he can do around here. Muazzam Zairi managed to get a 43.3 there. So Gaskin really putting the gas down.
Gas to the good.
And really pushing hard there. 43.5 though, it is a push and pull right now, but look at the time difference in the lap times there. There is less than a tenth of a second between all 3 drivers at the front of the race. It is very close indeed. Oh no, there's a big impact there. I'm not too sure if it was just the cone glitching through the kart there, but he's managed to get himself through. I think that was a glitch, a visual glitch, rather than an accident, but it did make us think there for a second.
Max, I am speechless seeing that. I was like, what happened just now?
So we just got some information there from our pit lane reporter, who's used to slightly larger pit lanes, but now he's in the smaller karting pit lanes there. So Umar, they're just saying that Gaskin's ping is a little bit high, so occasionally you will see a little bit of aberrations. The drivers themselves don't see it, but here in the broadcast booth we do occasionally see these aberrations from time to time. They're developing AMS2, they're making it better. They will, I'm sure, fix that, and usually very quickly. Indeed, I would have to say the development cycle in AMS2 is quite quick. Wow, that's a big slowdown there from Manzik, going very slowly indeed there, and it looks like Amer Haris had to really take avoiding action there almost. He almost gained a position there. So yeah, Aiman getting a little bit squirrely.
I think Aiman screw up a little bit on that first hairpin there. And, well, Amer Haris doesn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
So he's just like, okay, it's now or never.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Akai Suisse has managed to get past MasterSeth there. So Kamal Ali, aka Akai Suisse, that has been a ting-tong, ding-dong battle all the way through. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic stuff to watch. Both of the drivers go back and forth throughout the course of the race there. A few big mistakes. I think both of them have had their big spin of the race there. Meanwhile, it looks like Amer Haris has managed to get past Aiman Haziq there. Brilliant stuff there from Amer Haris. It looks like he overtook them in the opening sector of the track, which is incredible. He must have gone around the outside somewhere. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And now he can open that kart up and try and chase after Gaskin. Does he have enough time? 1 minute 15 seconds. It's only 1.8 seconds the difference.
It's hard to tell, Max, since we have around 2 lap max for Amer Haris to make something and get something out of Muazzam Zairi. But like I said earlier, I don't want to say anything about Muazzam Zairi. We have seen it, what happened in the first race, but now Muazzam Zairi is still second in front of Amer Harris. Just 2 second gap is big, Max.
Yeah, 2 second gap might be just a little bit too much to try and catch it, but anything can happen. And we saw that a little bit on the grass there. Gascoigne there just giving us another heart attack before the end of the race yet again there, but he comes across the line there. He will start the final lap of the race now, and it'll be one more lap to go before the end of the race there. 2.9 seconds, however, is the gap. It looks like Amer Harris is backed off a little bit. It looks like he's consolidating second position right now. But what can you say about Gascoigne? World record holder. He's got the lap record at the track, and he's dominated this invitational race right now. And I think, technically speaking, he is eligible to enter the main championship. So who knows? You might actually see the world champion, world record holder, drive in the championship, which would be absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Although I'm pretty sure he might just ask us for extra tickets to the wonderful ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival at Langkawi. And do check that out, 9 to 11th. Ooh, very, very close indeed, coming across the line there. But it looks like Mohamed Zari manages to come across the line in first position, with Amer Harris coming home in second position and Aiman Haziq in third place. Akai Suise there comes home in fourth position. That battle goes to Kamal Ali there, aka Akai Suise, and MasterSeth. He'll try and drift anything there. He just tried to get the cart very sideways coming through the final corner there.
I can drift everything.
Yep, he is definitely going to push.
He tried to pinpoint that I can drift everything.
Absolutely. So there you go. Muazzam Zairi wins the second of the invitation races we have this evening, with Amer Harris in second position there. Manzik, aka Aiman Haziq, is in third place, followed by Akai Suise, aka Kamal Ali. The Seth, that was what the T stands for. MasterSeth there in fifth place, and Slowhand Bill in sixth, unfortunately with a few issues with the cart there. So hopefully we'll be able to see him a little bit quicker. I know he will be waiting to go in there as well. So now we're going to head over to Discord right now, where we have all of the drivers there. First of all, we're going to see if Gascoigne is online. Let's...
Gascoigne, are you on the line?
Still laju main sim as well lah Amer Harris ni.
So, hello there. Adakah itu Gascoigne?
Ya.
Gascoigne is on the line.
Laju main sim as well lah Amer Harris ni.
So apa cerita? Why? Kenapa? Apa rahsia dia? Apa rahsia?
Mana nak cakap train hard.
Ini klise jawapan Kira dah sekarang dah ada PR dah pandai pakai PR. Jawapan nak klise.
Tapi kalau tak silap, Gascoigne ada banyak boleh kirakan ni community effort sebenarnya juga kan, sebab Gascoigne ada juga yang boleh kirakan sipu-sipu yang tolong dapatkan lap time yang laju ni, yang sampai boleh pecah world record dengan performance untuk malam ni.
Betul. Yalah, yang membantu tu, terima kasih dekat Abang Rizal. Selalu bagi tunjuk ajar, kan, bagi tips and trick, teknik-teknik rahsia untuk jadi laju ni.
Teknik rahsia, banyak rahsia kita belajar ni.
Banyak rahsia, hari-hari kena sebat.
But anyway, how was the first race pakai go-kart dekat sini?
First race pakai go-kart dan sakit kepala.
Sakit kepala? Lain tu jawapan tu. Biasa cakap sakit tangan tau kalau race lama-lama.
Tangan tak sakit sangat, pakai Logitech je.
Kepala sakit lah.
Kepala yang sakit, nak fikir bila nak turn, bila nak accelerate, bila nak brake. Aduh.
Dia tak ada marker, tak ada anything kan. So you have to use your gut feelings lah.
Marker tak kisahlah. Dia problem dia sebab kita memang biasa train untuk bawa race car. So tiba-tiba kena paksa bawa go-kart, benda tu jadi tonggang langgang, terbalik semua.
Okay. That was actually a fun fact from Gascoigne.
Yeah, betul juga dia. So Itu dia. Terima kasih Gasku kerana sudi join kami. Adakah Gasku nanti mungkin akan cuba try qualify?
Tu lah. Kita nak tahu juga.
Kita dah register ke?
Dari awal. Okay.
Alright.
Bila tengok regulation, lesen tak ada, boleh lepas lah ni.
Ya, betul-betul.
Lesen tak ada.
Ya. Itu sebab kita pun nak pujuk orang datang daripada online sim racing yang tak ada pengalaman masuk ke dalam racing.
Ya, betul.
So, mana tahu mungkin kita boleh jumpa Gasku dekat Langkawi.
Ya, betul. Mungkin kita boleh jumpa Gas dekat Langkawi
Ada can.
Ada can. InsyaAllah.
So, so terima kasih Gasku. Thank you very much Gasku there.
No problem.
And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see him there. He's definitely one of the front runners after his performance today. Another driver who I think will probably be driving rather than visiting at Langkawi there is Amer Harris, who was driving our Adrenaline Impact sim rig for race 2 there. Amer, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey, so first of all, brilliant stuff there. In that second race, that was very entertaining. It looked like you had fun out there, eh?
Yeah, I don't know, only had like an hour practice on this sim. Not much to expect, but then to be up there, the front runners was actually quite fun. Was behind Aiman the whole time, Manzik, and then just got him in the end.
Yeah, brilliant stuff indeed. I think it must have been an absolute thrill to do that well, especially as, like you said, you haven't driven this setup, basically this kart in AMS2 until you turned up at the studio today. So that was brilliant stuff there. And I'm sure a lot of the guys at home would be wondering, actually, who is Amer Harris? Well, I do know you're, let's just say you're quite quick on a kart, eh?
Yeah, let's just say that.
So could you tell the guys at home what you've been up to this year?
So this year actually I've been doing X30 Malaysia, which is known as Malaysia Karting Championship as well, and also ROTAX Malaysia, sorry. So in ROTAX Malaysia, I only was present for the 4 rounds actually, and I won 3 of them. So basically I won half of the season, but because I was absent for around 2 rounds, I couldn't grab the championship. Managed for 3rd, but still, winning half of the season was quite an achievement for me.
Absolutely, it was brilliant stuff indeed.
Half of the season.
Yeah, the buzz around the paddock is quite big. Once you do something like that, people are going to take notice, aren't they? So brilliant stuff, and of course, I think we can say you definitely have quite a bit of experience, especially with the ROTAX kart itself. How do you think this kart in game sort of stacks up to the real life thing?
Well, to be honest, the engine actually, it's very similar to the ROTAX engine in real life. Once you spin around or just like kind of flood your engine, it takes quite a while to get going. So I mean, they got the carburation on point. Second thing as well, you can kind of feel the second power kick in. So that is you can feel that severely from the power valve in the Senior Max class. So I think on this game they've got it spot on if they are basing it on the Senior Max physics.
Yeah, I believe that is one of the points that Reza brought up with the 125 single speeds, was trying to get that feeling. And I think the main, like, that's what it reminds me of as well, the Senior Max cards. It's that very typical sort of coming on song feeling that
The VTEC turning on.
yeah, kind of.
VTEC kick in kind of things,
Yeah, ROTAX just kicked in you.
This is ROTAX kick in, yo.
Yeah, absolutely. There as well. Now, of course, as you're aware, the ROTAX Max Challenge Asian Festival happening in Langkawi in December. Will we be able to see you there, Amer?
I mean, time will tell actually, because my name is not on the entry list yet, but yeah, like I said, time will tell.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see you there in some way, shape or form. It's always fun watching you out there on track, and thanks so much for joining us in the studio. Any plans for next year that you could probably share with us?
So for next year, I've actually signed up with CPP Sport, a team from France. They are the satellite team for the Saudi factory racing team.
Nice.
So I'll be racing in the KZ2 class in the German Championship.
Awesome stuff indeed there. I think you will be able to go far. in that series and in that championship. That's going to be very exciting stuff indeed. So thank you so much, Amer Harris, for joining us there, and we wish you the best of luck in your future racing endeavors. It's going to be brilliant watching you out there.
Thank you, guys. My pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we're going to see if we can catch a couple of the other drivers there. It's always fun to try and grab hold of MasterSeth. MasterSeth ada tak?
Yo, ada.
Ada. Oh, yo.
Oh.
So MasterSeth kita ada nampak tadi. First of all, curtain kat belakang sim tu memang on point, cantik. Dan lagi satu, apa perasaan sebab kita notice dekat race camp kau pakai VR pada main go-kart ni. Ada rasa penat ke apa?
Basically memang tak ada. Biasa sebab dah hari-hari pakai kan. Untuk untuk main apa Assetto sebelum So quiet orang cakap shock sebab rasa betul-betul macam race go-kart.
Happy
sebab happy. So yelah sebab first time kan on simulator ni. Sebab sebelum ni memang tak pernah main. Memang fully Assetto Corsa je, memang tak pernah. So quiet shock sebab sebiji kan rasa macam
So
tadi mati-mati ingat bukan kat rumah. Kat rumah. Okay.
Ingatkan siang dah
macam bila masa siang kan. Gitu.
So first time driving go-kart dalam simulator. So apa perasaan, apa dia punya, orang kata dia punya fizik macam mana?
Fizik orang cakap memang sama lah, lebih kurang sama. Dan memang go-kart ni memang susah lah. Orang cakap nak daripada segi braking tu memang out lah. Aku memang out lah segi braking tu memang.
Pakai
DP
kan? Pakai direct drive kan? Main go-kart kan?
Pakai direct drive.
Tangan dia lagi buff, Mat. Tangan dia lagi buff pada kita lah.
Tapi dia selalu bawa direct drive, so dia memang dia ada fitness, dia ada fitness regimen dia.
Betul.
Okay,
Dia dah biasa
dah.
Dia dah biasa lah.
Itulah. So setakat ni memang best lah.
So event kali ni register dah
tak maaf itu memang tak dapat nak register sebab bulan 11 dengan 12 ni memang pack lah. Jadual sebab ada projek nak kena settle kan.
Busy sekarang ni.
Itulah. So kalau apa-apa pun mungkin kita
busy ambilkan duit je. Busy ambilkan duit, bukan busy masuk duit. Kita busy ambilkan duit je.
busy bukan. Busy bukan.
Saya banyak duit untuk
kita orang cakap kita nak buat satu tu kan kena belanja sendiri kan. So kita punya projek ambilkan duit je. Nak minta sponsor tak dapat lagi.
Okay, thank you, MasterSeth.
Okay,
terima kasih MasterSeth. Thank you so much for joining. Harap-harap nanti kita boleh jumpa lagi.
InsyaAllah.
Yeah. So of course kita kena tanya juga. There is another driver who's actually driven ROTAX.
Yep.
Before, just a little bit, and has done quite a bit of karting as well. In fact, the first time I met him, he just came from the karting track to go and have a seat fitting in the Neve 7 race
just
car.
little bit.
Just a little bit. So
I have a lot actually.
I don't know, just a few seasons.
Maybe just a few seasons.
Just we're just permanently in the paddock. So Aiman Haziq there. First of all, how are you?
Fine, but I mean, it really reminds me of my go-kart. Yep.
That's great stuff indeed.
Yep.
So I was going to ask, we heard from Amer, the engine performance was quite similar, and a lot of the feeling of the kart was quite similar. What do you think of the similarities and the differences between the two? The real life kart?
I mean, like you said before, the engine is very similar because I also drive a senior Max as well. Yep. And then how to say I like how the oversteer, everything is on point in my opinion. Just that it's harder to drive in simulator than in real life. Because in simulator you don't have any feel for your go-kart, so you really have to rely on your steering.
Yeah.
So but in real life, like in real go-kart, you can rely on your whole body to feel the go-kart and everything. So it's much easier in real life for sure.
Yeah.
But still, it's very fun experience, and my hand hurts driving from night time.
That bit's accurate. I don't know about the rest, but that bit
That is the
definitely.
most accurate things ever.
It was also fun racing Amer Haris again because I don't think I've raced with him for so long time already.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know Amer Haris from like my younger go-kart days. And it's nice to see him like going to international go-kart again, and it's very fun. It's very good honor to race with him today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we might be able to
absolutely.
give a good reference to you maybe once he gets into Europe.
So, go-kart before this, have you ever driven this go-kart in AMS before?
This go-kart. No, this actually today my first time as well.
Your first time and you do that timing.
Yep.
You guys apa makan sekarang? I cannot brain though. I asked Amer earlier. He was, this is my first time. I was like, what? Okay. So, what is your expectation for this upcoming season? For this series? Yeah, for this series.
I see. I'm not joining it because I have a license.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, because
Oh yeah.
because I have a license. Plus, give others chance as well, I guess.
We're trying to give licenses to people. He's already got one, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I
I'll give
don't have
chance to
license.
others, man. I mean, like, also got good experience for the whole year this year with real car racing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty glad as well.
Brilliant.
So for this series, the one that mastered this cars will be very fast. I will say.
Yeah.
Because we definitely will be very fast. Oh.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of very, very quick lap times already in practice there. So it's going to be fun watching it. Hopefully we'll be able to see you on stream, or if not, maybe see you in Langkawi if you're up for a trip.
Maybe.
we see.
Why not?
But yeah, maybe interesting to see the real race. I think there'll be probably more races in the real one, right? I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be lovely to
There will
see.
be a bit chaos, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
As commentators, we love that. As racers, we're worried about it.
So how chaotic is a race car racing? Okay, really. Let's go with YouTube and research for this. Then I was like,
really
ooh.
Yeah.
We had to do an education session, me and Moody. So I had to sit him down and put some proper KZ1 race, KZ and KZ2 racing in front of him, and it's like, wow.
That was really hectic, bro.
Yeah.
That was hectic.
But I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been around the karting scene for so long. To do something like this, just fire up the old vocal cords once more and try and give a good account of the racing. So thank you so much, Aiman, and hopefully
thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll be able to meet again. Who knows? Maybe at Monotama even. Maybe. And finally, I think we're going to see if we can just have a quick chat with, first of all, Kamal Ali is online there. It looks like you had a lot of fun there, Kamal. How was it?
If you meant by spinning around, yeah, I did have fun.
Yeah, you are confusing between playing Beyblades and go-kart, is it?
Yeah. Either I was playing with my childhood or I was playing with something else.
So how was the race? Actually, the race is quite clean, right?
Except for the first one where I actually contact with Manzik. We didn't like, oh, there was someone there. We were suddenly confused about that.
Just say, when in go-kart, you really have to listen to the sound cue.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part of it.
You need all the cues, including half the cues you don't get from driving cars in the sim compared to real life, don't you?
Yeah.
So it is a real difficult thing. What do you think is the hardest part for someone who's coming from sim racing cars to go into doing something like this with karts in sim?
I have some experience with playing fun karts actually, but yeah. Some of it did translate to the sim, and then this is the other way around. But from car racing to kart racing, there's a different thing because normally I will use those curves, but in kart racing, those curves aren't your friends.
Oh yeah.
Curb is the enemy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, we did do a practice race for some of the guys this Tuesday, just for a bit of fun and to try and get used to it. And I think you were there as well. And some of the sound effects I've heard you say while we were practicing were.
Let's just say that we ended up laughing for those straight hot 30 minutes, half an hour about it. Or a bit more.
We were in middle of a practice race as well, so there was a good 3 laps of just tearing up and trying to keep the cart in a straight line after that.
Yeah.
I think everyone in this Discord server was just making the weirdest sounds. It's super hard, isn't it?
That was like, am I playing AMS or I'm playing Mario Kart right now?
Yeah.
That was the moment, you know.
All the sound effects are coming out there.
But it's quite a lot of fun for tonight race.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it looks like it's going to be quite a lot of practice coming in before we see probably the best of you out in the cards. But do you think you could take on the ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge?
Only time will tell. Right now, this is my first time running this sim, so it's gonna take some time to get used to it, and then probably after that, who knows? I'll probably manage to shave out more time than I should.
Yeah, there's still some time there for the qualifying. Who knows? You might be able to get yourself in there. It's a nice trip, you know. To Langkawi, isn't it?
Made a couple myself, but yeah, it's gonna be a nice one.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio, and hopefully we'll be able to meet up soon.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Now, most of the drivers that we've talked to, and all but one, most of them don't have that much experience with the AMS2, but I do know someone who has a lot of experience in the AMS2. In Malaysia, you can always find an expert in most sims, and AMS2 is no opinion. Automobilista 2 expert, Slow Hand Bill, Nabil Faz, is in the server as well. Hi, Bill. Can you hear us?
Bill?
Hello, testing.
There we go.
We got your sound already.
Saya kehilangan headphone. Pakai headphone ni.
Pakai headphone,
So yeah, Bill is on handphone right now. First of all, I think literally on sim, calling while driving. Not the most recommended way of racing, I'd imagine.
So before this, pernah drive kart dekat AMS lah kan? Terus kau memang
tak pernah.
Serius tak pernah?
Dalam MS sekali macam hari tu kita mix truck dengan go-kart yang tu lah.
Jauh sangat beza truck dengan go-kart.
Oh yeah, I missed that race.
Oh jangan.
Yeah. That was actually quite good. Okay, so how was the race for tonight?
Okay. Race tadi memang susah sebab kita bersaing dengan pro racer daripada real life racer kat sini. So saya bangga lah dengan race dengan dia orang. So lagipun go-kart agak susah sebab tak tahu kenapa wheel saya macam dia cepat snap, tak tahu lah, tapi itulah.
Tak, dia bukan agak susah. Dia memang susah lah, Bil. Dia tak ada agak-agak, dia memang susah. Aku setuju dia memang susah.
Itulah, tapi enjoy ni lah. Terima kasih lah AI semua.
So nanti ada peluang tak yang expert AMS tu masuk ke dalam kejuaraan ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia?
Macam mana?
Bill nanti ada tak enter event ni?
Saya akan register, akan masuk qualification dulu lah.
Kita tengok macam mana lah.
Tengok macam mana ni. Betul?
Betul.
Dia buat gaya-gaya ni macam akan training nampak ni. Cancel WRC tadi ni. Refund balik WRC tadi
Tak ada.
Tak boleh.
Saya dah beli game WRC walaupun even though I don't have the graphics card to run it yet, I have already bought the game. That might be something for the future. There indeed. So thank you so much. Terima kasih Bill. Nanti ada nanti kita boleh jumpa lagi. Have some more fun in the future.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
So guys, there we go. Ini dia qualifying session. This is the qualifying schedule that we have right now for the ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia. So the I'm sorry for the qualifying schedule it's gonna be on 7th, 9th, and 11th of November at 8 to 11 p.m. So they have to calm down and make their time into the in the server, so that when the time is recorded, top 16 will be fighting for this championship.
Yeah, absolutely. You could pick any one of those 3 days or drive on all 3 days if you wish. The only thing that matters is that on one of these days you set your fastest time, which will be the time that we use to qualify you into the race there. It will be at the Londrina Kart Circuit in Brazil, which is the racetrack you've just seen. So you've all got a nice little preview there. I will have to say it's a real throttle control circuit. So we're going to see a lot of skill being used out there during the qualification sessions. I believe we might even broadcast one of those streams there. So do stay tuned to Adrenaline Impact for more information about that. But that is going to be the qualifying schedule for the championship. The top 16 will go to the 3 rounds there, Ortona, Interlagos, and Baskurud. And then the finals, the top 10 of that, will go on to Morak Wonatama, where they will fight against the social media warriors who will be out there as well. And the the first place prize is going to be 1,000 ringgit and fully paid trip for 2 people to Morak, Langkawi, to the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival.
Yeah, this is the festival that we are talking about.
Yeah,
all the best karting racer will be there on this date. So they have 5 different categories of 5 different class, which is a Micro Max, Mini Max, Junior Max, Senior Max, and DD2.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. I also always want to say the DDR. I always want to say the DDR.
You really want to just buy all of the arcades, right? Put in your house. But in any case, this is the greatest kart race in Asia, and they are not lying by any stretch of the imagination. Internationally, it's considered one of the biggest events of the kart racing calendar, and it is truly the greatest kart race in Asia. 9th to 11th of December 2022, the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival in Langkawi, brought to you by Amprex Motorsports, who are also our sponsors for this ROTAX Sim Racing Challenge Asia Championship. And yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant event there. You've got racing wall to wall over the course of those 3 days, packed schedule, fantastic fan zones there, brilliant atmosphere as well. It's a real true festival of racing there. So if you happen to be in Langkawi, or if you happen to take a trip just to go and visit the greatest kart race in Asia, do come on down to Langkawi International Circuit. It's by the airport, very, very centrally located actually, and a brilliant motor racing facility there. So hopefully we will see you there at the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival, brought to you by Amprex Motorsports. And Amprex Motorsports, a long history in motor racing in Malaysia, and it's going to be great to see what they can do with the greatest kart race in Asia.
Yes, Max. So we're going to see them there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to see them there.
Yeah, there will be sim rigs. There will be meet and greet sessions with all the drivers. There's going to be all sorts of
when we talk about festival, it's going to be a festival.
It's a true festival.
It's going
to be great. There's going to be an after party afterwards, food, drink, and of course, like I said, you're close to the beach. It's honestly one of the best motorsports experiences you can get in Asia. So come on down to the greatest kart race in Asia, the ROTAX Max Challenge Asian Festival at the Langkawi International Circuit. So we will see you there, but for now we are going to sign off on the stream there. Special thanks goes out to our sponsors, Amprex Motorsports, and support from ROTAX. Special thanks goes out to the sim racing community, Asia Sim Racing Federation, bringing sim racing closer all around Asia there. This event organized by Adrenaline Impact Vertex Esports in association with Amprex, and backed, of course, like I said, by ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival. And yeah, it's been a brilliant race. This is just a teaser of what's to come. I think this is going to be some of the best sim racing you will see all year. Mark my words, it's going to be so exciting, it's unbelievable. We, however, will be heading off now, getting a nice bit of rest, and we'll see you all in the next stream. For now, that's going to be it from us here in the studio. Special thanks goes out to Kara Alang, our producer, along with our soundman Achap, and Umar, our director and pit lane reporter. Special thanks to you, Budi, for joining me this season. This is going to be great, isn't it?
It's going to be the greatest.
Absolutely. I've been Max Palmer, and special thanks to all the guests and to all of you at home, without whom we would not be able to make this happen. So that's going to be it from us. Bye for now. Ta-ra!
So siapa yang belum subscribe Galeri Kereta, boleh klik button kat bawah subscribe, dan kita jumpa lagi di next episode untuk kita apa lagi proses untuk KA30 ni. Okay, see you, bye bye. Assalamualaikum.